Oh, hi. Welcome to another exciting broadcast, Clifton Market Live. I've been broadcasting 90 minutes for the last week or so after the last board meeting. Clifton Market is at a point that it needs everybody to shop here to bring up sales to 160,000. So in the old days of Keller's, sales were 200,000. So you got to imagine that kind of a comeback, and then we can show that the distributors and the lenders that we're a viable market, and we can continue on at that level. So that means when the UC students are coming back, sales are up. You don't have to shop here as much, but when they're not here, you have to shop here more because we want the market to be viable, and it's a wonderful market. There's nothing sorry or sad about it. So it's just up to the community to come together. And the other part of the puzzle is that we have to raise the operating capital that we never gave the store when it opened. $400,000 is suggested for a size store like this, so we need to raise the $300,000 on the GoFundMe page. And we can do it with the GoFundMe page or the buy a share or make a loan. So that's the two pieces of the puzzle. First, we need to get the sales up to 160 to show that we're a viable community, and then go to raising the operating capital. So we'll see how things work out. We should be able to have news right away because everybody buys groceries every week, and that's what we keep our numbers on. So by the end of this week, we'll have like a benchmark, so like a thermometer of what can be done. Now, so let's go to volunteer jobs. Well, the big news on the street is basically nothing. They're working on Middleton Avenue. Let's see what we got here. 159. Replacing they're separating the sewage from the runoff water. That's a huge project, and they're doing it all over the city. Eventually, the Mill Creek will be separated. They'll maybe tunnel underneath the Mill Creek to carry the sewage to the treatment plant. The other big news is the post office up on the street. There's a new one on Ludlow Avenue, came up from Ormond. The Clifton Grill and Bar and Grill, the Gaslight Bar and Grill is opening across the street from the garage. Gaslight Properties has taken over the garage, and they own across the street the library selection of buildings. One of it's going to go into the old post office, so we'll see. But at this point, there's going to be a rooftop garage. It's going to be called Gaslight Bar and Grill, and the menu between the garage and the Gaslight Bar and Grill are very similar, but interesting differences. Really, I love it. I'll get to reading the menu later. So let's just, I gave you the quick news. Now we'll go into volunteer jobs. So that's at 3:15. There's lots of volunteer things to do here. Basically, we had the flowers put in. The ID buttons have gotten done. Tonette was wearing one today. Keith got the triple sinks for having a grill out on the outside. We've got a Google discussion group up and running thanks to Paul Karamaris, and Malcolm Montgomery is going to help with the suggestion box, making sure that Keith is up, and Malcolm will reply personally to everybody who puts in a suggestion. Hopefully, it's just in the stages of being done. Also, Paul Karamaris has taken over info at cliftonmarket.com so that everybody it sends in a message, we'll get a reply. So those are things being done. What can be done is the rail, the painting and the rail and the signpost in the southeast corner of the. So Amy is looking into organizing the art shows. You can buy a gift card for $500 and get $25 extra. So that's probably one of the most things you can do right away because you're buying groceries here anyway, and that $500 gets you an extra $25. You're going to end up getting two cards, one for $250 and one for $275, and the clerks are being trained on how to do that quickly so that we don't have any questions. If people want to come in and spend $500, you get $525 worth of groceries, they should be seamless. So we're also looking for someone to troubleshoot that and make sure that the clerks always know how to make a loan or take a share. The forms are right on a literature card. I keep them right here during the show, and then let's hope I got clean the flour over here a little bit. And that they're out there by the area where you get the white for your cart, the paperwork for getting a share and making a loan. You can go to the GoFundMe page for a donation, and there's various gifts leading up to the top gift is for $125. You get a pizza. You get $5 off a $25 order. You get 10% off your next grocery order, and you get a year's subscription in the coffee club and a Clifton Market coffee mug. So that's for $125. But in that, we're trying to raise $300,000. So we really need 300 Clifton and region residents donating $1,000 to get that $300,000. That's for the operating capital that we never gave the store when it opened. It never had it. So it's up to us to finish the funding of the store and shop here. It's a simple solution. Well, you can buy shares, make loans. I mentioned flower bed underneath the signpost in the southeast corner that needs some flowers. We need a parking lot sign to hang from the grandfathered in sign. We need people to call share owners, and temporary window signs need to be replaced. I'm trying to think of a new slogan for that. And I've been working on having the deli menu printed up on a two-sided sheet. Now anybody can take over that job. It's a regular advertising job. I just monitor the prices, keep them distributed in the neighborhood. We need somebody to also do that for the price list for the catering booklet. We have a wonderful catering booklet with a colorful picture. It's all in color. It's nicely printed, and we need a comprehensive single sheet piece of paper to go with that. Now everybody thinks, well, the market's supposed to do that, but you don't understand. The market's running on a razor-thin edge. We don't have any corporate. There's no marketing. There's no forms made up. There's no nothing. Barbara Hevel has done an excellent job of making a great website. Does the flyers, posts us on Instagram, posts us on Facebook, and all the other social media. So, but we need the volunteers to step up and do the important part to fill in the blanks. And as I said, temporary window signs. We help train employees. I need to print up some new yard signs. I want to use silk screen this time. It'll be more permanent. And we need someone to program meetings and have events here in the cafe. We need somebody to put up signage at the senior centers, encouraging the senior centers, the seniors, to shop online and get their groceries delivered. And also to have the van come to their house and pick them up, bring them to the market so they can shop. That's very important. The regional senior centers. And Malcolm Montgomery's working on the suggestion box. And the last thing to do, if you want, is you can come in and just take the broom and sweep the floor. There's always a little bit of stuff done, and you can greet people as it's going on. So that's the what's been done, what's going on, and let's go now to the Clifton Chronicle. It just got in the mailboxes last week. I had 853. Is that what it is? 853. It's good for me to keep track of the timeline so we can. Now the main thing about the Chronicle this issue is we had some trouble getting the online version up, but it ended up being no problem at all. So you can always go on the cliftoncommunity.org and go to a menu, click on Chronicle, and then you can go to the past 20, 25 issues. They're all online. The printed version is 12 pages and the online version is 31. It's in color, so I encourage you to go immediately online, get the PDF, download it on your smartphone, and read it at your leisure. Well, I already mentioned the post office branch was a huge success, and there's a thank you for the the house tour. You can go to cliftoncommunity.org, go to menu, and go to news. And one of the stories in news lists all the houses and gives the synopsis that was in the booklet about the houses. So that's a great way to thank all the sponsors, and volunteers, and for the house tour. It's one of the biggest fundraisers. It's one of the biggest fundraisers for the Clifton Town meeting. There was a study into the bylaws. There are going to be changes in the bylaws that make things more fluid. There's a candidate nights coming up before the election. There was a lot of work, study, a lot of press about Burnett Woods this issue, and Rama Kasturi had a wonderful story about, it's a beautifully written story about Burnett Woods. There's a Jewish Cincinnati photographic history is at the Skirball Museum, part of the Hebrew Union College. It's going on right now by J. Miles Wolfe. Clifton United Methodist Church presents the Bishop Melvin Talbert Award to faith leader who is doing notable work for the LGBTQ inclusion and social justice in the church. This year's recipient is Bishop Karen Olivto. There's a story about guitar lessons in Clifton. You can go to the online and get the ad there. It's Rivers Music. Clifton Market won an award at the Uptown Celebration. It's changed its name, but they received a Small Business Award. As I said earlier, the Preserve Burnett Woods is an organization that's come together, and now they're doing great work in Burnett Woods, helping with everything Burnett Woods because it needs help. One of the great things they're doing is that every Sunday at 7 a.m. at the Trailside Nature Center, you can meet there, and they'll have a walk through the park with a specialist, so you'll be able to learn everything that you didn't know. Because I always found it fascinating when you go to a professional birder who just really knows their business. So it's a wonderful benefit that the Preserve Burnett Woods has put together, and they're going to hopefully be helping Burnett Woods for a long time to come. There's another story about the CCAC going into Burnett Woods. The CCAC, I think the Parks Department had a meeting recently about this and was gathering community input. Preserve Burnett Woods was there. There was another company that is an outdoor introduction of the outdoors to the inner city youth, a group that basically works in the north of Canada, but they were working on a small component for an urban forest. So they were presenting about possibly going into the park. And then the CCACC and then the Parks Department is gathering information, and they're going to make a decision on whether or not the CCAC can be built in the park. I recently saw that the banners from the CCAC are gone now, so it's transferred over to Cincinnati Public Schools. There's a great story about the Clifton Music Group. It's showcased 101 years of music appreciation and talent. I highly recommend you go online and read that story. There's also a Clifton Garden Group that I'm still trying to get the facts on. Clifton Fest is returning to Ludlow Avenue on October 5th and 6th. It's going to be the same way as it was last year. They're going to have music and wine tasting from the Ludlow Wines on Friday, and then wine by the glass. And then on Saturday, the street will be closed for chalk art, vendors, artists, and restaurant. The restaurants on the street will hopefully all have a presence on the street. And that's why we're trying to get the triple sink ready for Clifton Fest, so we can serve hot dogs and hamburgers, and grilled chicken and tofu. There's a good story about the fall classes and events at the CCAC. It's amazing of how they've transferred all the classes around. I'll be reading the story later. The deadline for the The Golden Ticket Show is September 6th, coming up in a week, and it's going to be held at the Trailside Nature Center. So all the art shows are moving to various places. It's really a Herculean task that the CCAC has done to move the shows around, keep things running, so support that. And Apple Fest will, from Emmanuel Presbyterian Church, will be back again at Clifton Fest, and just around the corner, the children have a great place to play, and you can pick up your favorite apple pie from Emmanuel Presbyterian Church. The Little Sisters of the Poor, in 1868, the congregation of the Little Sisters of the Poor arrived in Cincinnati. Well, they've been serving the elderly for years, and they always have a fundraiser, and there's a story about that in this issue. Zumba is going to the Clifton Recreation Center. Zumba is an exercise class. Clifton Neighborhood School is moving in. There's going to be a Rawson Woods house ice cream social come up. I'll mention that. I think it's next week. Clifton Rec News. We talked about the summer program and mentioned 4 great walks and camps and activities to do in the various parks, Cincinnati parks. Thank you for that. And then on the last page of the printed edition, Chronicle chats. Lucy Whedon and Ava Jane Meyer are 2 young girls who put together this story. In every issue, every quarter, they come up with a new story, and they interview Jimmy McLaughlin, our FC player. So I think FC is playing tonight, believe it or not. I'll get to that news later. Let's see if we can find that right now, just to verify that. New Horizons has an open house. I guess I should have said the news earlier. No, it's well, I do want to get that. Oh, here it is. September 1st at 7:30. Pittsburgh Riverhounds at FC Cincinnati, Nippert Stadium, Cincinnati, Ohio. So there you go. Wow. Saturday. Okay, that's the big news. So Jimmy McLaughlin will be there. And the last page is Good Sam Hospital ad. Thank you, Dry Elk, for sponsoring the Clifton Town Meeting golf outing this last Saturday. We raised $10,000 for the Clifton Community Fund. The major interest is in beautification of the neighborhood. There's a story about a gentleman who's looking for a kidney donor. He's a type blood, O blood. He was on the front page of the online Chronicle. Great story from Eric Davis from the Clifton Branch Library. Thank you. Eric's been publishing in the Chronicle for over 15 years. The new school, Montessori, has a great story about the camping trip to Camp Ernst. Thank you, new school. We look forward to all the schools sending in their reports. We like to get your news from Annunciation and Fairview and the new Clifton School. Kim Fender from the Cincinnati Public Library has retired. And Hart Montessori opens in Clifton. So serving Clifton now. Located at 218 Ludlow Avenue in the E.T. Carson Lodge. It's an open house on Sunday, August 26th. Oh, we missed that. Currently, the Hart Montessori is serving ages 2.5 to 6, and they intend to expand to 6 to 9 in the next school year. So, Emmanuel Presbyterian Church also has such a program too. So I'm glad to see that we're having more options for everybody. We meet occasionally. The Clifton Market Board meets at the E.T. Carson Lodge. It's up the street. It's the Mason Lodge. So that's in the page 16 of the online Chronicle, and it also talks about the Clifton's area neighborhood school is moving in not in the following year. A big follow-up story about the J. Miles Wolfe Jewish Cincinnati, a photographic history by J. Miles Wolfe at the Skirball Museum at the Hebrew Union College. There's a great picture about the award. Oh, and here's the new Clifton Market board members. Bruce Alt, Tom Dwyer, Carol Friel, Paul Karamaris, Ganet Singh, Ed Stinnix. These folks joined Gary Crawford, Alec Durst, Larry McDowell, Sean McChance, and Emma Harkemeyer on the Clifton Market Board. Thanks to all the candidates who stepped up to run. Never before have we had such a talented, committed slate of candidates. If your name is not in the list above, we hope you can find other ways to work for the market on a committee or advisory board. As was plain at the board meeting, the market has some tough challenges ahead. So it also lists the link of the PDF, the slides from that meeting at the Esquire. And I must say, this is a poignant document, and I made sure that that link was active, and I've seen that it works. So that's always the best when you have the slides available after a meeting, even though it was just for shareholders, really. I don't think it was a public meeting, so to speak. There's a question about that. So, DePaul Cristo Ray breaks new ground in Cincinnati urban education. They're building right in front of on Central Parkway if you're there. So, Cincinnati State is working with the early childhood education program, and the Seventh-day Adventist Church blessed the men and women in blue. Rama has some wonderful photos from Burnett Woods. She also has some very nice pictures of the Memorial Day Parade. Cincinnati Playhouse in the Park, story about bringing misery to the Marx Theater, September 1st. That's coming up this Saturday. Leading fast casual franchise brand delivering care packages to 20 fire departments on July 20th in honor of 20th anniversary. Leading fast casual franchise brand delivering care packages to 20 fire departments on July 20th in honor of 20th anniversary. Known for award-winning soups and made-to-order salads and sandwiches, Zoup is celebrating its 20th anniversary this summer by doing two things it does best: serving delicious gourmet soup and giving back to the community it serves. On Friday, July 20th, the restaurant brand is teaming up with its local franchise partners to show its appreciation to 20 fire departments across the country via the Zoup to the Rescue program, which delivers rescue care packages to deserving parties nominated by Zoup customers. Reaching out to the communities we serve is one of our Zoupilisms, said Zoup founder and CEO Eric Urscher. And who deserves our thanks more than firefighters? Some of the departments we've selected this year, such as Troy Fire Station number 3 in Troy, Michigan, or Fire Station number 1 in Maumee, Ohio, are largely staffed with volunteer firefighters who respond to calls from home or work. And many, like the Rocky River Fire Department in Ohio. Let's make a note about this, since I like to keep an active tie line of what's going on, and that's of all the issue in the online Chronicle, I decided to read that, so let's get that on the timeline. It must have been about 2,400. Zoup. Just shows you can get anything in the Chronicle if you just send in the story. I'm sure that was done by a well-working PR person. They deserve to have it read. It's a great story. I proofed the Chronicle, so I got to read all these stories beforehand. I saw it coming. in Mullaney, Ohio, are largely staffed with volunteer firefighters who respond to calls from home or work. And many, like the Rocky River Fire Department in Ohio, are also involved in emergency medical services, water rescue. Yeah, come on over here. Oh, gee, you guys look official or something. You too. Thank you. Thank you. There's a couple of guys I tried to get come over and sit down. I don't know what they were up to. You more than likely they're just distributor reps. And many, like the Rocky River Fire Department in Ohio, are also involved in. Hey, Yuri. Yeah, come over and be interviewed. All right, all right. No, that's no problem. Don't worry. Largely staffed are also involved in emergency medical services, water rescue, hazardous material, and public education for the community. We're extremely proud to be able to show these remarkable individuals some small expression of our appreciation for the work they do. Rescue care packages are a popular way to provide a little bit of comfort and joy in someone's life by delivering a bowl of delicious filling soup, a big hunk of bread, and a beverage. The Zoup to the Rescue program began in 2011, offering Zoup customers a way to nominate coworkers or community members who go above and beyond, or just to show a friend or loved one that someone is thinking about them. Zoup guests submitted 787 nominations in 2017. Each of our franchisees does everything they can to fulfill as many nominations as possible, Herschel said. To nominate a friend or loved one, simply submit a form at zouprescue.com. The local owner or manager reviews all nominations and selects rescue recipients. The nominator is contacted to arrange a date and time to pick up the rescue care package. Delivery is also available from select Zoup locations. Zoup features a wide variety of award-winning soups with 12 rotating daily varieties, including low-fat, low-cal, vegetarian, made with gluten-free ingredients and dairy-free options, all served with a hunk of freshly baked bread. Customer favorites include chicken pot pie, lobster bisque, and simply gazpacho, but guests are encouraged to find that soups that's perfect for them by sampling before they order. The menu also features seasonal made-to-order salads and sandwiches. All menu items are available in convenient catering sizes. Hey, Tom. Good. Come over and be interviewed live. Oh, great. Here, come on over this way. I was just reading about, you got a seat right here, Pete. Just reading about I read the Clifton Chronicle. So I was going through a story after the Clifton news. And do you have any news on the street? You can introduce yourself.
Well, my name's Tom, and I shop here all the time because I can walk to here and get what I want. And it's nice. It's nice because it's different because you can, after you shop, you can sit down and chill. And it's good for single people because it's real, they have single serving stuff and they have nice produce.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really the heart of Clifton. Really do need it because, especially in winter, when you don't feel like busting into your car just to go to drive to get.
I agree.
Decent produce.
I agree. I didn't think about that. The weather's been so nice out here. I keep on thinking of the cold. And
when you can just go up here in 5 minutes and do your shopping.
Yeah. Well, I was excuse me while I made some notes. I like to put a timeline stamp when you're here so people can immediately go to your interview.
Good.
But for 90 minutes every day for the last week or so, I've been broadcasting everything
So-
in Clifton.
So, in other words, if you don't feel like freezing your butt off and not complaining about not getting fresh produce, get your butts here and shop.
Well, it's true. We have to raise our sales up a significant amount. The community has to come together and actually illustrate that they're possible doing it. And if we can do that, we can show our lenders and our suppliers that we mean business, and then we can go to raising the operating capital.
If you like the store, shop. If you don't, well,
Well, it's a great barometer of the community. I think it looked like one of those little fundraising barometers. Every week we have to keep our sales up to a reasonable amount. It's not asking the end of the world from the neighborhood or the region. Keller's did 200,000 when it was like a decent market, and we only need 160. So, of course, that plays into the old people, but anyway, it's certainly doable, and we have our opportunity to win every week.
if you want it, you gotta do it now.
Yeah. Well, we definitely have to do it now, and that's the fun part. So here, thank you, Tom, for stopping by. We'll get back to everything Clifton. That was great, Tom. 3125. We'll go back to the Zoup story. Zoup celebrates anniversary with 20 rescues for 20 years. Well, they were going through it sort of makes me hungry just reading it. Favors include chicken pot pie, lobster bisque, simple gazpacho, but guests are encouraged to find the soups that perfect for them by sampling before they... Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how's it going, Tom?
All right, man. That's our meat man. The menu also features seasonal made-to-order salads and sandwiches, and all menu items are available in convenient catering sizes for groups of 10 or more. Online ordering is... Are you going on, Tom? I mean, Jeff?
Yeah,
You want to sit down and say hello?
I'll say hi real quick.
Oh, good. This is Jeff, our...
Meat and seafood.
Yeah, sit down here. You can bring the mic up here. You can introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jeff Brown. I'm the meat and seafood manager at Clifton Market. We always like to see new faces back there in the meat department, and we always keep things fresh. If there's anything that you don't see, we're always happy to try to get it for you or cut it for you, and just let us know. We like to work with you.
Great, Jeff. Thank you very much.
I know Tom and his wife really like the Atlantic salmon. They get a lot of that. And we get our seafood delivery is Tuesdays and Fridays. So if you're looking for fresh seafood, there you go.
Tuesday and Friday.
Tuesday and Friday is our fresh delivery. Yep.
Well, I'm broadcasting here every day, so every Tuesday and Friday. What time is that? You know, is it 8 in the morning?
Usually they're here by noon.
Noon.
It's not ever a set time. But, yeah.
Tuesday and Friday. Well, thank you, Jeff.
All right.
For coming in, and I'll make
Okay.
a note about that so
Okay.
people, everybody.
All right. Good to see you.
Tuesday and Friday. Type that in. Seafood delivery. Thank you, Jeff, for that. I'm trying to get the employees to come over and talk about themselves, get to know everybody better. This is more convenient way to communicate. I'm gonna finish up this Zoup story with online ordering. It's also available at Zoup.com. Guest should join Zoup Insider Z program for more information, news, and special, including a viable get one free deal plus for signing up. Zoup, founded in 1998, Zoup is the leading fast casual soup restaurant. It's defining the category with its premium proprietary soups and other recipes. It's an established brand throughout the United States and Canada with almost 100 restaurants in 17 states, provinces. Zoup was named one of fast casual's top 100 movers, shakers, 2018. For more information, Zoup.com. Zoup.com. Move on here a little bit. Maybe we'll just do a quick search of Zoup and see what we have on here. Type that in the Zoup search. 35. So, keep cell phones here running constantly, trying to keep up with nature. They just go straight to social media. Go straight to Clifton next door. Oh, there's no time. There on the top of next door, it's Dartwood, Helpated. More up, wire joined. There's the Mark Irie's looking for an electrician. Thank you, Mark. Mark recently put together the ID buttons for the employees. Over here, volunteers look at that. Alexa Fraser came as post that. You go to cliftonfest.com and you get all the information you need. If you want to just go on to the next one. Another GoFundMe page for station. From King. Alexis Fraser King is also posted about Kyle Clifton Fest 5K can be run under that too. Barbara McManus is looking for soccer cleats for a beginner. Skip through the concert dance. Sorry, we didn't get the mic there together. It's going to be 37:38. So that's about all that's a feed on we never did get to searching Zoup out. I went immediately to NextDoor. So let's see what we can find out here. Z-O-U-P apostrophe. I want to see if there's a Zoup location in Cincinnati. It was such a great story. Cincinnati, Ohio, menu. Zoup. It's at 32 East Cincinnati, 690 Eastgate South Drive, Suite 200. That seems interesting. Wow. Eastgate South. Okay, well, thank you, Zoup, for a great story. And I guess we'll just go ahead and 3857. Let's go finish up the Chronicle. And we can get to the calendar. Got to remember that we had, we were just talking about some wonderful pictures from Rama Kasturi, from the Memorial Day Parade. Really first class. And there's a $500,000 grant to refurbish the art and architecture of the Near East in the Cincinnati Art Museum. And the Art Museum is also going to unveil a new contemporary conceptual light art in life. Life, Gilliam Wearing. Life, Gilliam Wearing unfolds insights into the human psyche with iconic lens-based works combining elements of performance, documentation, and confession. Well, let's read that story. I'll make a note of it on the timeline. $40.29. Gilliam Wearing. Cincinnati Art Museum to unveil new contemporary conceptual art in life, Gilliam Wearing. New special exhibition on view October 5th to December 30th in 2018. Life, Gilliam Wearing unfolds insights into the human psyche with iconic lens-based works combining elements of performance, documentation, and confession. The solo exhibit will feature the world premiere of several new self-portraits, along with a concise selection of interesting works and a short video featuring Wearing in what appears to be a commercial advertisement for herself. This exhibition is the Cincinnati Art Museum's contribution to the 2018 Photo Focus Biennial Open Archive, the largest photography and lens-based biennial in America. Tickets are available online, cincinnatiartmuseum.com. This exhibition is the Cincinnati Art Museum's contribution to the 2018 Photo Focus Biennial Open Archive, the largest photography and lens-based biennial in America. And then it goes to the calendar. You can go on the online Clifton Chronicle at cliftoncommunity.org, go to menu, go to the Chronicle, and on the left there is a list of about 25 old issues of the Chronicle. And we always list the general things like when the pool closes, when Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Ramadan are for every year, the Lantern Walk, Halloween, things that are all pretty well set in stone. The Lantern Walk, but may not be on yet. Oh, here it's slated for Friday, December 7th. My computer crapped out when I was proofing this, so I didn't get to verify this, but I'm going to say it's correct. So, there you go. And then the last few pages of the online Chronicle have lists of various things. NextDoor Clifton, report crimes, Clifton Plaza management, the CTM golf outing, Clifton Fest information, Youth Crisis Center up the street at Lighthouse Youth Crisis, and Happen Inc. has still got a little piece. I got to validate that. And then also Mobile Bicycle Cooperative over North Side. You can get your bicycle worked on. Uptown Consortium, Rec Center, CTM Board of Trustees, the Clifton Cultural Arts Center, the Clifton Business and Professional Association, the Clifton Child Study Group is coming up soon. I'll read that later. There's a meeting. They meet every second Tuesday from September to May. And Clifton Community Fund, there's a listing of how to contact them and what they do. So the last page of the online Chronicle is a beautiful aerial shot of the main street with all the shops, and it lists all the phone numbers. So print it out, you can stick it on your refrigerator. It's a nice way to have instant access to everybody's phone number. So let's see what else is going on here. We're halfway through the show. And there's going to be a street naming contest. We'll get to that later when we read CTM News. You can go to cliftoncommunity.org, go to menu, go to news, and one of the stories in that thread, in that feed, is about the Clifton there's a form letter, and you can actually name the street and tell why right there. We went through things to do, things that have been going on. Oh, and possible changes for the store to make it more successful. So let me make a note about when we talked about that, 4509. Well, at the last board meeting on Friday, a week and 2 days ago, there was we have space downstairs that we can rent. So we have a lot of space, we have a loading dock, so we could rent some of that space. That was one great idea. We could also have a cigar section, sell high-end cigars or tobacco products. We could turn the cafe into a Starbucks. That's another thing we could do. We could put lottery tickets in. We could sell those. That would bring hours. And we could also change the hours of the store. So these are the things that we could do. And I was just listening to a news story, and there was a restaurant was offering pay what you want or pay what you can. So we're not doing that yet, but there could be any one or more ideas to try to raise some extra capital, and during this difficult period, we're trying to raise our sales to $160,000. The news is the movies at the Esquire. There's Sorry to Bother You, 3 Identical Strangers, 8th Grade, Papillon, Scotty and the Secret History of Hollywood, Black Klansman is showing at the Esquire. If you're on Clifton NextDoor, there was a post about Sean Mullaney's art project. It's kind of interesting whether it is an art project or not. I think maybe they were just having fun, but it's a light show that syncs itself with the Who's Won't Get Fooled Again, driving from Clifton Avenue near Lafayette. So you can go on YouTube and Google or put in the search string, blink Clifton style, and you'll come up with that video, and you let us know. You can also post a comment on the YouTube thread. I haven't seen any comments today. Yesterday we had a few comments, but there's a great story there. And New Horizons Orchestra has an open house in the main lobby of the CCAC, August 29th. Is that today? I guess so. Yeah, today from 6:30 to 8 p.m. New Horizons Orchestra has an open house. They will have instrument demonstrations and time to try instruments to see which might be the right fit for you. Light refreshments and additional information. Stop in any time between 6:30 and 8:30 to meet current members and the director. Try an instrument or two and enjoy some finger foods and listen to some music. Parking is available on the street or the rec center directly behind the art center. So that's things to do today. I guess I might as well put that in the timeline. $48.40. New Horizons Orchestra is part of CTM's preparatory program. This Friday at Clifton Plaza is Ma Crow and Company. I believe it starts at 7. And Saturday, September 1st, the Marsh Brothers will be playing on the Plaza at 7. On Saturday evening, Pittsburgh Riverhounds will play FC Cincinnati at Nipper Stadium. On Sunday at 7 a.m. there's a nature walk at the Natureside Trail Center. So as part of Preserve Burnett Woods is organized this nature walk, and it's every Sunday 7 a.m. at the Trailside Nature Center. And you can meet there and go take a walk through the park with an expert. Next week we have Rumors, a Fleetwood Mac tribute band is going to be playing at the Garage on Friday, September 6th. Showtime is at 8:30, and doors open at 7. Ticket price is $20 to $35. I got an interesting date confusion here. I got the Cairns Ice Cream Social, Saturday, September 8th. Then the Ludlow Garage says it's Friday, September 6th. Gosh. Well, September 10th is a Monday, because at 7 p.m. the Clifton Town meeting meets at the Clifton Rec Center. And on Tuesday, September 10th, at 7 p.m., the Clifton Mothers Study Group meets at a private home for their first meeting of the year. Their first speaker is Sherry Hazy with the League of Women Voters. Sherry will discuss the role and history of women in politics, including an overview of local political organizations and their role in our community. We look forward to her inspiring and empowering our group ahead of November's election. So that's the lineup, the next things in the next couple of weeks. I guess I'm going to have to go back and check about when the garage show is. I think I have it in the queue here. The garage. Rumors, a Fleetwood Mac tribute, man. It's Friday, August 31st. So that's this Friday, August 31st. So I'm glad we got that straightened out. Let me put that in my I'm glad we got that straightened out. Hello. Yes, you want to sit down and be interviewed?
No, I just wanted to thank you.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. Thank you very much. I'll remember her name in a moment. Thank you for stopping by. So that's the garage. The Rumors, a Fleetwood Mac tribute, Friday, August 31st. Showtime is at 8:30. Doors open at 7. Tickets are $20 to $35. I'm sorry. Let's go to all shows and see if they have any latest news about what's playing at the garage. It's still loading. So got an old issue of the Chronicle here. We'll wait till that loads up and you can read some of that. I've been pulling up the old issues. Here on Thursday, September 6th, Mason Jennings with special guests Charlie Milken. On Thursday, September 6th, showtime is 8:30, doors open at 7. Tickets $15 to $40. And then Johnny A, Saturday, September 8th. This is at the garage up the street. Showtime 8:30. Tickets $15 to $37.50. Black Uhuru with special guest Honesty on sale Friday. Oh, they're on sale Friday the 17th. The show is at Friday, September 14th. Black Uhuru with special guest Honesty. The High Kings are Thursday, September 20th. It's an Irish folk band, $25 to $45. Vince Agagla is jazz. and that's Saturday, September 22nd. So I'll cut that off right there. Let's go back to our schedule and see what what else we need to go through here. We should go through the market specials first. That would be a fun thing to do. We got brand new orange shopping bags now, and you can always drop off your dry cleaning here at the market. They have a rack in the back, and you can pick up your dry cleaning after you shop. Clifton Market has online shopping. We're trying to encourage the Clifton seniors to shop online and have the groceries delivered, or they can pick them up on the back loading dock. I think maybe even some they can schedule that with a van, transport van from the senior centers to the back lot, so the senior could shop here on Ludlow while they got their groceries put in the van. Curbside pickup is $2 fee. Delivery to Good Sam Hospital is free. Good Sam helped set up the online ordering web page. So thanks, TriHealth, for that. And they have free delivery to Bethesda Oak Hospital and also to Good Sam Hospital for the employees. So it's free pickup. And if you wanted to have them delivered, delivery is available for locations within 5 miles from Clifton. It's a $10 fee. So you can order your groceries online and have them delivered for a $10 fee. So I was going to read the specials today. I think we have a new flyer out. Let's see if that's true. No, the flyer ends Tuesday, August 28th. So this is not current, but we can go right to the next thing. I mentioned the Clifton GoFundMe page, and we're up to $37.50. That's over a $1,500 increase in the last few days. As I mentioned earlier, the entry amounts give you some free prizes. For a $50 donation, you get a free pizza. For $75, you get the pizza and $5 off coupon. For $100, you get the pizza, the $5 coupon, and 10% off a grocery order. And for $125, you get the free pizza, $5 off, 10 off your grocery, and you get a Clifton Market coffee mug, free coffee for a year, and a member in the coffee club. So that's at the GoFundMe page. Let's see if anybody's made some recent comments. I don't see any new comments lately. We'll go back to cliftoncommunity.org and see what's new on their website. Kevin Marsh is always populating it with fun things and updating the information. cliftoncommunity.org. If you go to the menu and go to news, you'll get the news of the Deer program and the house tour and the Howe development. If you go to the Chronicle, you'll go to events. You'll be able to see all the old issues online. Let's see. News. Thank you, Kevin Marsh, for doing a great job on the website. We had a little trouble getting the online issue up, but we fixed that. Let's see what's on the community site. Here it says Clifton Community Links. On this page are many links to a wide variety of community activities and businesses. We have the business district parking, the business links, community services links, parks and education, worship services in Clifton, sponsors of Clifton community activities. Wow, I could make a whole program of just that. Here, just listing the preschool, schools, and colleges. Hello. There must be 20 of them. Worship services, another 20. The Art Center, Business Link, they give link to every one of the shops on Ludlow. That's a great resource to go right to. Jay Gumbo's, the Jeeps, Charlie Judd, Dennis Kilimanjaro, Kramer Designs, Ludlow Wines, Lydia's, Making Heads Turn. And recently we have the Wonderland Smoke Shop. It's right across the street, and in their window they say cigars. So I guess we need to have a place where you could pick up a decent cigar. That's a great resource. Let's go to the next in the queue. We went through the garage. Let's go to the Ludlow Garage menu. This is appetizers, Maryland crab cakes, coconut shrimp, chicken lettuce wraps, potato croquettes, chicken wings, crispy calamari. Those are the appetizers at the Ludlow Garage. The salads are over here. Entrees, wild grilled salmon, pan roasted Maryland crab cakes, Ludlow meatloaf, Yankee pot roast, apple and cheddar pin pie, pasta, truffle lobster mac and cheese, grilled chicken linguine, baked ziti, fettuccine alfredo, thin vodka, pesto creme pen. And for desserts, they have the homemade flowers chocolate torte, Tahitian vanilla creme brulee, and Belgian white chocolate bread pudding. That's the Ludlow Garage menu. I'm going to have to pull up the... And here we're going to go to a Courier Star and see what's on, what's in the calendar. So there's nothing tonight, but tomorrow night at Lydia's at 7 p.m. open mic. 7 p.m. open mic. And normally they have live jazz at 9 a.m. on, live jazz on September 2nd at 9 a.m. And on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. is game night. So that's at Lydia's on Ludlow. Trying to keep things moving along. We're doing our internet search now. I guess we'll call this social media. As I mentioned, at the CCAC tonight is the New Horizon Orchestra Open House. If you want to find out everything, try some instruments, find out what works for you. Tonight's at the CCAC, and I don't have the time right here, but I think it starts at 6:30. Oh, and on September 14th, the Uptown and Around Community Art Show, September 14th to the 29th. Opening reception is September 14th. It's going to be at the Community Center on Reading Road. Uptown and Around Community Art Show, about the exhibit. You create it, we'll display it. The Clifton Cultural Arts Center is celebrating the artists in each of us with our annual community art exhibit, this time taking place in Avondale Business Center residents who live in Uptown and surrounding neighborhoods are encouraged to submit their original artwork. This includes artists from Avondale, Clifton, Corryville, Camp Washington, Cuff, Mount Auburn, North Side, North Avondale, and Spring Grove. How it works. Bring in one piece weighing no more than 7 pounds. Put a price on it. Oh, you drop it off September 4th and 5th between 9 a.m. and 7. That's what I wanted to get to. So you can become a part of the community art show You have to drop your art off at between September 4th and 5th, between 9 and 7 a.m. You have a label that says title, medium, price, size, and phone, number, and the full name. Opening reception is September 14th from 6 to 8 p.m. It's going to be at the Avondale Business Center, 3635 Reading Road, Cincinnati, Ohio. There's a map here. Let's see if we can spot out exactly. Uptown and Around Community Art Show. All right. I'm glad we got the word out about that. And we already mentioned tonight's performance at the Plaza. On Friday. Mall Crow is playing on Friday, and Saturday is the Marsh Brothers. So let's move on to the next thing in social media. Reddit, the front page of the internet. They got Cincinnati, 24,000 subscribers. The top feed on it is before drive-in. Cincinnati has something called air domes. Mass casualty at Ross Correctional this morning. Electric scooters. I'm not seeing anything about Clifton here. So we'll just move on to the next thing. Let's see what Ludlow Wines is going on. The Ludlow Wines. Beer and wine tasting shop. Try before you buy. Well, we don't have anything on that calendar. Diageo's Bistro. There he is. The Arts Center. Clifton Performance Theater had their last performance on Monday. They'll be coming with a new one soon. And that's all I have with the internet. Let's go to Twitter and see if we can find out what's trending. Twitter. Well, the Cincinnati Police Department said after a detailed investigation, it was revealed the incident happened outside the city limits. Miss Dasha Daniels has been charged with OOB for repeatedly telling investigators that an incident happened at 77 Craft. This is an update on a 3-year-old being shot. Something from urbancincinnati.com. So, nothing there. Let's go ahead and search for Clifton. Oh, sorry. Let's see what. Clifton Market still has their specials. They're putting up a new special right now, so that's all we have with Twitter at this point. So let's go to YouTube, see if anybody has tuned into this show and posted any comments. Don't have much of a delay here. Nope. Somebody's calling. I'm sorry they can't answer the phone, but let's see. They'll leave a voice message. Let's see what else we have. Let's go to Instagram. That was our last place to look. Nothing exciting there except the Last time I was looked at it, this is very interesting. Clifton Market has Michael and David's Freak Show and Petite are on sale for $14.99. Regular price is $24.99. Shop in today. Sale ends August 31st. So we got 2 days left, or while supplies last. So I'm going to have to search that out and get a bottle of that. It looks like it's worth trying. So that's our social media segment. We're going to go into reading the old Chronicle. Put that in the queue. It's 1:10. We got 20 minutes left. We'll go into the archives. I'm reading the old 2005 spring issue of the Clifton Chronicle. It was a time when I just started working for the publication. I drew a masthead of a string of buildings that sort of took in all of Clifton. It started with the Clifton Cultural Arts Center, and next was the Temple of Love, and then the Roanoke, and then Telford, and then Clifton Plaza, and then I guess it was Telford, Esquire, and beyond Pangea, and then the Esquire Theater, and Kilimanjaro, and it ended up with Skyline, and where J. Gumbo is now. So the front page article is Renters Call Clifton Home by Barbara Druffel. So we have a large component of renters. I recently did a study on Clifton NextDoor, and although we have all the major homes or membership in Clifton NextDoor, the majority of apartments aren't. But I'm sure that the market is a great asset for landlords to rent to their tenants, but having a viable market. Funding of the Ludlow Revitalization Project. They show a sort of a streetscape of the current, of what the plaza could be. And in this drawing, there's it looks like a rather large, sort of a kiosk with trees and a space. So it's not so different than what is. We just don't have this large kiosk. I guess what we replaced it was the utility shed that we have. So if we put a point on that, we have the same thing. There was always the editor's edge. It would have been written by EP, I believe. Landlords and Rental Property by Diane DeBeVecchi and Barb Druffel. CTM News and Views by Betsy Black. CTM wants you to participate. This was back when it was difficult to get everybody, all the slates filled in CTM. There's Spotlight on a Cliftonite. A story and photo by Sandra Cohen. It's about time for a good love story. Francis Roseveare and his charming wife Ruth have been married for 68 years. So congratulations, Francis and Ruth. We have a story by Wai-Fing Ling with Francis Marion, Physics, Renters, and Clifton Society. What does a young man do who in a normal day spends more time pondering the charm of quarks and the dance of particles and fields than he spends considering the well-being of his fellow academicians? Why? He surveys of them, of course, to find out. So it's a great story from a professor at UC, a studier of particle physics. Beds, Breakfasts, and Romance by E.P. Harris. It's all about the Clifton House. You may know Nancy and the proprietor of the Clifton House, and this came out in 2004 when I believe it was a new venue. Then we have a nice story here from Sean Daly, executive chef. The stories and photos by Palma Mitchell. So it's a story about Tink's Cafe. You might remember Tink's turned into, gosh, I can't even remember all the names. It's been Clifton Stories, the Roanoke Apartments by Frederick Thomas. The red Roanoke Apartments are across from the Whole Bowl, the new post office. It's a beautiful architectural style, and Thomas talks of it. The Queen of Roanoke, The Heart of It All by Frederick Thomas. I guess this is a companion article. This is a two-page spread article about the Roanoke featuring one of the famous tenants, Lucy Richardson. She certainly looks familiar. Then we have Rec Center News by Dale Doberman. You might remember Dale. He ran the center for a long time. And here, Eric Davis is writing the library corner. He still writes it today. Thanks a lot. There's a nice ad from Deaconess Prime Med and Cincinnati Waldorf School. There's a free satellite system ad. Clifton Traditions in the Making by Barbara Gruffel and Diane Lebevec. It's just like a European village, one passerby was heard to say. She was talking about the Winter Wonderland display at 335 Ludlow Avenue, home of the Clifton Civic Center. You might remember the old Civic Center was the iStore. It used to be a dry cleaning, and in the windows they would put the Christmas display in the windows before they eventually demolished it, took care of the hazardous waste, and put the plaza where it is today. There's a story about Clifton Kids. The editor of the Kelly Cunningham who wrote the stories, and she has a recipe for the Stars and Stripes toast and a trail mix. And here's new to the Clifton area this spring is the Kids Creative Workshop. Is now open in the post office on Ormond. Interesting. Can you believe it? They had a Kids Creative Workshop at the post office. Don't you love a parade? Here they're asking for people to volunteer for, this is the spring issue of 2005, and they're asking for volunteers, as we always need people to volunteer in Clifton. We need people to volunteer at the market too. And Phil Nuxell has another great story about Clifton Underground, all about Spring Grove Village. Clifton in a natural world. They're looking for volunteers to clean up Clifton, and that'll mean going around Burnett Woods to pick up trash and to eradicate some honeysuckle. There's a nice poetry corner by Joy Hawk. Features two poems, one of hers and just one of Michael Flores's, and then one of F.H. Thomas. Here on the Avenues, Clifton, Ludlow, and Jefferson, a story and photo by Sandy Cohen. Talks all about Paul Salome, owner of Paulo, a modern jeweler, manager of the Ludlow Garage, and president of the Clifton Business and Professional Association. He radiates genuine enthusiasm for Clifton and all things related to design, especially jewelry design and interior design. So this is a wonderful story about Paulo. He still has a wonderful shop next to the old substation, the subway. Can't wait to find out what's going in there. Here, who is the new minister walking about Clifton? A story about the Clifton United Methodist Church members recently welcomed their new minister, the Reverend Suzanne Fontaine. Well, I was talking to Emma Harkemeyer yesterday, and they have a new minister now. Suzanne has moved on, or maybe it's the subsequent ones, but I'll have to get the story about the new minister. There's a story from The Healthy Foodie by Palma Mitchell. Beautiful recipe for creamy breakfast bread and oatmeal mix. Then Candace Richardson has a story about the Senior Center, the Clifton Senior Center on the Avenue, beginning in February, will bring information and services for older adults to Ludlow Avenue Business District. And we have Helping Hands by Sandy Cohen. So the Chronicle has petitioned people to highlight teachers in our community. And they mentioned Catherine Krieger, the art specialist at Clifton School. Lily Pad Ripples by Lily Fink Shapiro is a story about Willie Thomas. It's better to have a smile than to go around feeling bad, or so says Willie Thomas, who has been crossing guard in front of Clifton Schools since 1997. So, great story about Willie Thomas. And we're coming down to the last 5-10 minutes of the show. We're going to finish up this, and we'll get to some latest news, and we'll sign off. Clifton Quizzical, our last Quizzical contest asked you how many words you could make out of the letters Clifton. So it lists all the words. Neighbors in the news. George Curry is a retired improvisational pop and jazz pianist presently residing at Clifton Place Apartments. He is well known to Cliftonites from his years playing at the Busy Bee. That was George Curry. Another great neighbor in the news. And a story called The Small Time Gardener by Brenda Foltz. And then there's some fiction, The Infant of Prague by Michael Flores. And that sort of rounds out the issue. So that's the spring issue, 2005 of the Clifton Chronicle. So I guess we didn't really get to the flyers today. Ace is giving one of the best things is to buy two, get one furnace filter. And the big news about Bear Cash coupons is that on page 2, there's 10% off your grocery purchase. It's from Clifton Market. So it's a student college discount, 10% off your grocery purchase, valid with coupon with any student or college ID. So that's great to see Clifton Market have a coupon for the kids when they come back to school. And occasionally, if you're a shareholder, Keith will also give us 10% off any given week. We've done that in the past, so maybe we're looking forward to a new one of that if we can just get our sales up to 160,000 and raise our operating capital. So the CVS flyer is a great source for back-to-school supplies and makeup. There's 50% off folding chairs and cooler. Sales on hair color, shampoo. You can get your flu shot up there, and there's many vitamins on sale. I know they've been having trouble with their air conditioning. I hope it's all fixed up. Let's see what else we have. Okay. We can go to City Beat. Sue's playing tonight. Monday, Tuesday. Oh, Wednesday is they came out with a new issue. I guess it's on the stands now. I'll have to pick that up. So I'm going to be signing off here from Clifton Market. I started this live broadcast since the last board meeting. It was a very difficult board meeting, and we have a lot of challenges ahead of us, but they can be solved by the community coming together and supporting the store and bringing our sales up to 160,000. So we have a great opportunity to have a store for many years, but the community has to come together and finish up the work of starting a store of this size, and that means making adjustments and adapting to what the store has. It's a great store. It has fine produce, fish, meat, cut meat department, and there's no trouble coming in here and buying what you need for your family. So we can get our sales up to 160,000. We'll raise our operating capital that we never gave the store, and then we can become a viable market. With this, if we can do this, we can do this right away, and we won't have to go sell the building or foreclose or go bankrupt. So it's very serious at this point to get everybody to just to embrace the community nature of this effort, put aside any problems with what's available in the store. Everything goes hand in hand. If we can bring our sales up to 160,000, we can and raise some operating capital, we can start to have work, the shelves filled, and specialty products that people have been requesting, but we haven't been able to stock. So it's a wonderful opportunity to prove that we can do something like this, but it takes the community to put aside its differences and to embrace the store as a community walkable store that increases property value and is a great asset for landlords renting their apartments. There's several ways to donate money. You can go to the GoFundMe page, and for small contributions, maximum is $125. You get several perks, pizza, coupons off, and a free coffee mug. Or we really need you to lend us we're looking for 300 Cliftonites to loan us $1,000 to get our operating capital. And that only dovetails with getting our sales up to 160,000. Now we'll be able to have benchmarks every week of whether this is happening or not, because the market has to have a sales figure every week, and Keith will tell us when we've reached that goal. But that goal means that you're going to see significant more activity here in the market. So there's no question that the goal of the market is to have the community come together and shop here to at least 10%. If they haven't yet, and those that have, shop here 10% more. And we can make a positive income impact in the community, something we can be proud of and pass on for generations to come. So I've got a couple more minutes left here. I've got a little flyer about Clifton Market. It says Clifton Market is a full-service cooperative grocery store in the former Keller's IGA on Ludlow Avenue in the Gaslight area of Clifton. The perfect blend of uptrend food market and classic neighborhood grocery. It will be unlike any grocery you have experienced in Cincinnati. Well, that's certainly true. There's very few community-owned. I cannot think of one. Here it said where we started. Keller's IGA closed in 2011 after several options and approaches failed to return a grocery store to Clifton. A working group decided to explore opening a community-owned grocery store. Clifton Cooperative Market was incorporated in January 2014. Clifton Market sold its first shares in March 2014, and the support in Clifton and other communities has increased steadily since then. What's inside? Here we are, here. As an independent store and a cooperative, Clifton Market will be responsive to the wishes of its shareholders and shoppers. We can partner with local food suppliers to ensure that you get the freshest ingredients in town. It talks about buying your share. Gives the 6 cooperative principles. In many ways, people don't understand. You don't have to be a member to go to Clifton. We're just a regular grocery store. And being a co-op, I think, really means being a volunteer. As in the beginning of the show, I read all the numerous things that we need people to volunteer. So as a co-op, that's where the community comes together. The store runs by itself, but we need a lot of volunteers to fill in the blanks, because we're a unique store. We don't have corporate marketing. Keith and the staff has done an excellent job in keeping the store running on ether and razor's edge, and we need volunteers to come in, like myself, broadcasting, or working, creating a deli menu, just having you be responsible for creating the flyer. We need a flyer for catering that has up-to-date prices. Be creative. We need people to stage the art show, have events here, so they're all things that you can do. So I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you for listening to another great show, Clifton Live.